Well, tonight, a Lexington judge is laying out new rules in the Alex Murdaugh murder retrial. One discussion in the courtroom today was about DNA that was found under the fingernails of Maggie Murdaugh on the night that she was killed. The defense and the prosecution have been at odds over who should get to test the limited evidence and in what order. News 19's Kiki Gushu was at the Lexington County Courthouse where the judge today set a step-by-step plan.
This has been a continuing fight ahead of the Alex Murdaugh retrial. The defense wants the private lab Othram to do a more extensive genetic DNA testing on the unknown male DNA found under Maggie Murdaugh's fingernails. The prosecution fights back, saying that that might take up the sample so that they can't retest the DNA. Friday, Judge Deborah McCaslin decided neither side gets to simply move forward with all of the DNA. There are two parts of this evidence still at issue. One is DNA extract left from the original testing. The other is a reserved portion of Maggie Murdaugh's fingernail sample that has never been processed. The defense can get the remaining extract to send to Othram. But for that unprocessed sample, McCaslin ordered quantitative testing to figure out how much DNA is actually there. Then the two sides have to come back to her before that testing goes any further.
I'm going to let you have the analysis done quantitative, then I want you to report back to the court and tell me if there's leftovers.
The amount matters because the defense has argued the sample is limited and further testing could consume evidence they want Othram to analyze. Prosecutors argue the reserved portion has never been processed, and testing a different part of the sample could potentially produce a different result. And DNA was just one of the several big issues before the judge today. McCaslin also ruled Murdaugh's retrial will not happen in Colleton County or anywhere in the 14th Judicial Circuit. Judge Deborah McCaslin has not decided where this retrial will go, though the defense is pushing for Charleston. And that next full pretrial hearing will happen right here at the Lexington County Courthouse on November 13th. In Lexington County, I'm Kiki Gushu, News 19 WLTX.
And again, the judge will allow independent testing of the unknown DNA. Whitney Sullivan sat down with criminal defense attorney Dane Phillips on why this decision was so important. Take a listen.
The defense has an ability to challenge the state's evidence and get an independent expert review. There is no legitimate argument, in my opinion, from the state as to why they need to be the one to control it and test it themselves, particularly in a very volatile type situation where the evidence can be destroyed, preventing any further testing. Again, the whole reason we're having this new trial is because Alex Murdaugh was denied his right to a fair trial. Due process, if we're following that set of footsteps, allow the defense to conduct their own independent test. Why this wasn't done during the first trial is both a mystery on both of the state and the defense.
Yeah.
There are many different arguments. We discussed that even if it's not tested, the question is, why hasn't the state pursued this sooner? Why would the state allow unknown male DNA to be just out there in this case and not pursuing every avenue to ensure that they have the right person, particularly in a highly circumstantial evidence case?
So here's what you can do right now. Why don't you go ahead and scan that QR code, which is on your screen. That way you can download the WLTX app right on your phone or your TV. You can watch the full after-hours special with expert analysis on the judge's rulings and what's next in the case.